Well, we're here with Kenyon Carter, and boy, what an awesome vibe you put off.
Well, thank you. Thank you so
That's
much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's great. I know you hooked up with Tim, and I enjoyed sitting in with you. But your music has such a gentle vibe, such a warm kind of feeling. Talk a little about, if you would, how did you get into writing music, and how did you get into playing the sax?
Well, I started playing saxophone when I was in 7th grade at J.T. Reddick Middle School in Tifton, Georgia.
Really?
And it was just, although we had a trumpet in the house that my dad had when he was a kid, I still just wanted to play saxophone, and I wanted to play the tenor saxophone. I wanted the big one. And so it was just, as soon as I got it, it was just, that's what I did when I came home from school, was get it out and practice, just for fun. So
Wow.
once I started playing, I've been hooked ever since.
Really? So you knew right out of the gate what you wanted to play.
I did, and it's funny. I know I wanted to play saxophone mostly because of that one scene in Back to the Future where Marty's trying to get his parents back together, and there's a saxophone on the stage. He's playing a song called Night Train, and I had that soundtrack, and I didn't have a whole lot of music when I was growing up, so that track I would play over and over and over again.
Really?
So I knew that I wanted to play that instrument.
That is awesome. It's funny how as developing teenagers will will be impressed by, a movie, a band, or what have you. I know I grew up, really kind of a Beatles fan, and Ringo Starr playing the drums. So to me, that was like the utopia. But you had a trumpet in the house and didn't play it.
That's right. No, I had my heart set on the saxophone throughout the years. I think I picked it up from time to time, but trumpet was a little more to grab a hold of while learning to play saxophone. So I never really learned to play it.
Well, it seems like the sax has just grown in popularity in all sorts of music. Now, you predominantly play jazz. You can play anything, but is your kind of what you write and what you typically like to play, is it usually a jazz vibe?
Right. When I write songs, they end up sort of coming out as smooth jazz. They come out with my pop influence. I loved 80s and 90s bubblegum pop that was on the radio just about as much as anybody else. But I really love jazz as well. I was listening to the Dexter Gordon and John Coltrane and all those. But I was also enjoying the Whitney Houston and the Prince and the Michael Jackson. So it's kind of funny that when I started writing music, that maybe some mix of those two things ended up coming out.
Yeah, it is. You're right. There is such an interesting dimension to your music. It does have a lot of influences. Of course, it's a personal influence, your influence, but it is interesting to kind of get that vibe, that round vibe. It's not just one particular genre kind of going on.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Now, how do you get your music? You're sitting down and you get it? Do you get it while you're playing, or how do you?
It's so the songs we played, "He Lives" and "To God Be the Glory," are from my album "Songs from My Father," and that album is it's 10 arrangements of hymns from the Southern Baptist Hymnal, and it's a dedication to my dad, who I lost a few years ago, and it was a collection of his favorite hymns. And he was just always such a big cheerleader for me, making sure I was at my lessons and telling me, I could do it, and just being just always encouraging. I wanted to do just a little tribute, something it was almost therapeutic for me to rearrange all those songs that I remember sitting beside him and singing in church growing up.
Wow.
So that album is is a lot closer to in the jazz standard tradition. Like we played "He Lives," which is sort of a shuffling blues, and "To God Be the Glory," we did like a Brazilian bossa nova. So those, I had an idea that I wanted to see what we could do with them that was outside of how I heard them growing up. So with those, I started with maybe a groove or a tempo or a style I was interested in playing.
Cool.
But when I'm writing my original music, I'll often, you never know. One song, it might start with a drum beat, and the next might start with a bass line, or they come in different ways.
Nice, man. I tell you what an absolute blessing.
Absolutely. I'm very fortunate, very blessed.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, we really have enjoyed having you on the program. I mean, your vibe is so nice, so gentle, so holistic.
Well, thank you so much.
So
thank
thanks,
you so
man.
much.
We appreciate it.